Abby, a round of applause. Yay! All right, ma'am, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead.
Picture yourself lying in a hospital bed, potentially going to be your deathbed. You're getting ready to say goodbye to your family and your friends. For Carson and Corinna, you're about to say goodbye to your parents forever. And for Mrs. Brandt, you're saying goodbye to your kids. Imagine how hard that would be. The organ donation that you are waiting on, and that's a match to your own, is unavailable to you because of the law. What could save your life, you cannot have. In order to reduce the number of people waiting on organ donation, death row prisoners should be allowed the option to donate their organs. There is a growing need for organs, and it is continually expanding, while the list of organ donors is not growing near fast enough. When there are consenting and willing donors waiting to donate their organs upon execution, which is a clear solution to this problem. It is estimated that 20 people die daily waiting on organ donation, and that one donor can save up to 8 lives, according to the United States Department of Health and Human Services on organ donation statistics. I would like you to take a second and turn over your handouts. Sorry. Let you look over them for a second. As you can tell, the gap between the waiting list, the transplants, and the donors is immense. Even though one donor can save up to 8 lives, this gap is still so huge. The need for organ donation is very immense, and I cannot stress that enough. You can turn your handouts over. Thank you. To help solve this issue, death row inmates should be granted the option of donating organs upon their death. In 2018, death row was up to 2,738 prisoners, which means, according to the math of 1 to 8 donors, up to 8,214 lives could be saved, which is a pretty big number. That does not mean that 8,214 lives could be saved, while these statistics come from the Death Penalty Information Center, receiving their information from the Bureau of Justice. This just means that the gap will continue to close with the help of more donors. And from your handouts, you know that 8,214 is not even a small percent of how big the gap really is. Christian Longo was a death row inmate who killed his entire family. He drowned both of his daughters and murdered his wife in order to receive life insurance money. On death row, he claimed that he had remorse for his sins, or for his crimes. He said that he would like to donate his organs upon his execution in order to give back after what he had done to his family, according to Shin Liu of the United States National Library of Medicine and National Institutes of Health. While this seemed like a good idea that he could give back, he could not do so because of the law, again. Every 10 minutes, another name is added to that list. Now consider if that is you or a loved one, especially if it's a loved one. You know that the person you love is waiting on an organ that they may never receive and could potentially die from. Again, according to the organ donation statistics. So, as states increase in their organ waiting list, by allowing death row prisoners to donate their organs, we could continue to close that gap, and what could be considered the best positive light is that by giving their organs, they're making a positive out of a very negative situation. By giving back their organs, they are receiving something for themselves, whether that be closure or whether that be they feel like they're able to save a life that they took. And for those waiting on organs, we know that they could potentially take the organ that would be executed with the person and use it to good use. By not letting death row prisoners donate their organs, the gap continues to grow. While this seems like a good and clear solution, there are issues regarding death row prisoners donating their organs. Issues that are present are that there's morality issues, there's ethical issues, and most likely the greatest issue being the logistics of donating an organ, which are covered also by the United States Department of Health and Human Services in an article over the ethics of donating organs. Donation logistics would be that to give an organ, one would have to be put on a ventilator and life support, and they would have to be hospitalized to do so. So the only one able to harvest the organs would be a doctor, while the doctor takes the Hippocratic Oath before becoming a doctor, saying that he or she would do no harm. By allowing them to donate their organs, this would put the execution in charge of the doctor, which again is against the law. They can't kill somebody who could otherwise live on their own. While this is a great issue and the idea is pretty underdeveloped, there aren't any solutions today. Solutions that could potentially rise in the future would be possibly to make a new profession just over harvesting organs of executed prisoners, or to make an exception to the rule. If the doctor were to look at it as this person is going to die, whether or not I take their organs or if it happens elsewise. While these issues are very relevant, some could believe that they would be solvable. While these solutions can only be solved by lawmakers, there are things that one could do today to take action upon the issue. You yourselves could contact your state representatives in Congress and present the issue. You could also vote for the lawmakers who support your ideas. You can pray for those and ask God that they receive guidance in the issues. You can sign up to be an organ donor yourself to help close that gap, and you can educate yourselves on the logistics behind organ donation to maybe try to help find a solution. So picture yourself back in that bed, and the doctor comes in and says, there's a match. However, the match is an executed prisoner, and you know that that person has done far too great of things that you could even imagine. You can still put that organ to use. It is also your organ in your body, and it does not belong to them. In order to reduce the number of people waiting on organ donation, death row prisoners should be allowed the option to donate their organs upon execution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you, Irvin. And if